How's it going? So I'm just out here on my XXX. Found some trails on the map. Little bike trail, mountain bike trail. See if I can ride over here without getting screamed at by a mountain bike Karen or something. But it's about 6 miles from my house. So I was a little bit anxious about range. But I just came over here like in eco mode. And I hardly burned any batteries getting over here. So I got plenty to mess around and go back home. Pretty cool little spot. I think there's actually a few miles. Whoa. Oh, dangerous. Yeah, this thing's pretty grooved in, this trail. So when you hit the side of it, you kind of like, walls rub up against it. And you risk kind of sliding out. Hey, you probably saw last week I brought my Moto 5 to a different trail. I don't think I would bring it here. I mean, I guess I could. I don't like how grooved in this trail is. You can't you gotta hit it at a pretty sharp angle if you want to get off this little trail. And it seems like there's some parts where the trail's eroding and you get pretty close to the ledge. When you try to go over to the right, you hit this little fucking groove, so it seems a little dangerous. Yeah, like right here, look at all this erosion. It feels like you can just eat shit on here. Yeah, and these long weeds are just whipping me in the legs. But still, pretty fun. Pretty flowy. So where does this thing end? Kind of just keeps going. I guess maybe this is it. Oh, it goes this way. Interesting. So what street is this? Oh, guess we just gotta head back. This trail is pretty sketch. Just makes me nervous how close it is to the water here. It'd probably be easier to fall down. Cool thing is there's nobody else here. Little bird hunting right there. Oh, that was fun. That was pretty sketch though. So my little electric pit bike, the Nikot Ewolf, finally shipped. So I should be getting it in about, I would say 5 weeks or something like that. 5 or 6 weeks. You know what's interesting is I've got this GPS app up. And before, the highest I got was 43 miles an hour. But now you can see the top speed here was 49. So I think I actually did pick up some speed moving from the stock controller to the nuclear controller, because on the stock I maxed out at 43 miles an hour. So that's interesting. So I picked up 6 miles an hour just from switching the controller. Probably gonna go home and switch it up and get the BombMoto little pit bike and go mess around off-road with that too. We'll talk about that a little bit. The last time I rode it, the chain snapped, so I had to order a new chain, which I got. And then I put the chain on, and there's a chain tensioner, and I think the bearing on that tensioner, because it has like a little plastic wheel on it, was stuck or something, because when I rode it for the first time after replacing the chain, it just tore that thing up, the plastic wheel, and just like bent it. So I just kind of bent well, I'll show you when I get back home. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about right here. There was this chain tensioner, has a little plastic roller on here. And when I first put this chain on, either the chain was too tight or the bearing on this roller was stuck or something like that. But the chain just shredded it apart and bent this. So I had to hammer it to get out of the way. But, I mean, the chain's pretty loose right now, but when you sit on it, it actually tightens up quite a bit. So far I haven't noticed any issues riding it without this tensioner. But I haven't been off-road yet, so let's go mess around off-road and see if we get any issues. See if the chain comes off. Here we go. Thing friggin' hauls ass. So I've been getting a lot of questions about this bike. A lot of people want to buy it, but it's not for everyone, because when you buy it, it only comes with a rolling chassis. It doesn't come with a battery or a controller or throttle or a display. it's made for people who want to just get the chassis and then upgrade it however they want. So if you want a 72 volt system or 92 or whatever, you can pick your own controller and battery, and you can tune it however you want. That's the whole point of these. And if that's what you want to do, then this bike could be pretty cool. Like this has a far driver controller on it and a Morg battery, 72 volt, 28 amp hour battery. So you can buy it, but you're gonna have to figure out how to install it on your own, how to wire it yourself, how to wire the display, because the display doesn't come with the controller. You have to buy it separately. So, you know, you're gonna have to strip some wires down, put some new connectors on, so it's not straightforward. You know, you're gonna have to do some wiring and some electrical stuff. And then there's no lights or anything that come with it, so you can add all that stuff yourself, but you're gonna have to get like a reducer. If you're running a 782 volt battery, you have to get a reducer to 12 volts so you can run like lights and all that kind of stuff. I just have like a battery powered light here. It works fine. There is a new version of this that came out. It's the this is a BombMoto B1. They have a B2 coming out, and the B2 is slightly bigger, and it comes with, it's been raining over here a lot, so I'm worried that it's gonna be too muddy. Let's go this way actually. It's not usually muddy over here. Anyways, it comes with instead of 12-inch in the rear, 14 in the front, it comes with wheels. It comes with 14 in the rear and 17 in the front. The ergonomics are a little bit better for adults, and I think it comes with like a beefier chain. That's a problem with this one right here. If you know people are going to be using this, you know, adults basically for high-powered sort of configurations. I mean, they should have, you know, did a 420 chain from the get-go. This one has like a dinky little chain. That's why it snapped on me. You know that, and it wasn't very well taken care of. I got this bike as part of a trade already sort of built, so the previous owner didn't take very good care of the chain, and so it snapped. But anyways, it's brand new on there now, so I'll make sure to keep it clean and oiled and stuff like that. Hopefully I won't have that issue again. It seems to be running fine off-road without the chain tensioner. It's because I'm sitting on it, so it's pretty tight when you sit on it. But the bike I have coming, I guess I can tell you the name of it now. It's the Nikot Ewolf. So Nikot is a Chinese brand. They make mostly combustion dirt bikes. It's a pretty big company. They make quality bikes. They don't sell a lot in the US, but they sell in Europe and I think Japan, all over the place. But you know, they're a quality company. They make quality bikes. Normally combustion. They have two, before the Ewolf came out, they had two electric bikes, the E-Beast and the E-Fox. And those were both converted from combustion engine bikes. So they were using the frame from a combustion engine, the chassis basically from a combustion engine bike, and they just swapped out the motors and stuff like that to electric and swapped out the gas area for battery. And those are pretty high powered. I think they're 12 kilowatts, but they both came with the 4-speed gearbox, kind of like the VMX-12 or the Time ET, you know, similar kind of bike as those, except they had a 55 amp hour battery, or a 50 amp hour battery, and the Time ET and VMX-12 has a 40 amp hour battery. But anyways, now they both have a SS model, so single speed, so you can get the E-Fox or the E-Beast right now. I think maybe not the E-Beast, so I think they're still kind of in development of the SS. They don't know if they're going to stick with it or not because they don't know what kind of demand there is for it. So, but I think the E-Fox is definitely available in a single speed mode without the gearbox, you know, just kind of like a standard electric bike. And that one comes with a 55 amp hour battery, 72 volt, 14 kilowatt tune on it, so it's a fucking beast. And I think it's slightly smaller than the Sur-Ron, maybe the same size or slightly smaller. So it's a Sur-Ron competitor, but it just blows the Sur-Ron away. But anyways, they have those two bikes, and then the Ewolf is the very first bike that they designed from the ground up to be electric. So they weren't converting a gas bike to electric, they just built it from the ground up. And it has, you know, quality components, quality brakes, has a 420 chain. It's kind of cool because the brake lever is kind of, if you fall, the brake lever will move. It folds, so that way you don't break it off. And it has the one I have coming has a foot brake for the rear. Mine is part of the very first batch that they made. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the first and only one in the US. Could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I'll have the very first one. But it's already been shipped, so it's on its way. It's just waiting for it to come. Pretty excited about it. So it's pretty much the same power as this. I have it tuned at 7 kilowatts. That one's tuned at 6.5 kilowatts. They're both 72 volts. But that one has much better components, I think, than this. this chassis comes with, and it has a 72 volt 30 amp hour battery, so a pretty good sized battery, and it has like, you know, a really good control. It has a Bafang motor and controller, you know, so I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to upgrade the shit out of that thing if you want to run a lot more power through it. I'm not sure. I mean, once I get it, I'll do a bunch of research into the controller, you know, see if I can run more power through it stock, or see if it's kind of maxed out, you know, stuff like that. But it should be, I mean, have plenty of power. This thing at 7 kilowatts is fast as shit. It has tons of torque. It just pulls all the way up to 50 miles an hour. I'm hoping that the Ewolf feels the same. So I mean, that's going to cost $4,000, I think, the Ewolf. I'm going to ask and see if I can do like some pre-orders. I mean, I can sell it. I already got their permission to sell it. But, you know, they don't want me ordering just like one at a time, 1 or 2 at a time. I got to, you know, do a pre-order and then order like, you know, 5 at a time. So they will be available to pre-order through my online store, FewMoto.com. But I'll need to wait till I get 5 orders, and then I'll put the order in, and then when they do their next batch, then I'll be able to get 5 of those, at least, you know, however many you guys order. But I'm gonna see if I can't sell it for cheaper at first, since, you know, you're gonna be made in China. You know, the same deal with the Moto 5. It's gonna take, you know, 2 or 3 months to get it once you order. So I'd like to be able to sell it, you know, cheaper than MSRP, just because since you're having to wait longer and no one has it in stock in the US, you get a discount at least, you know. Anyways, that's good. I'm pretty excited about that. And of course, I'm going to test it and everything before I list it for sale. I'm not going to, if I get it and it's kind of a letdown, I'm not going to sell it. That's what happened with the VMX-12. I originally bought the VMX-12 because I wanted to sell it similar to how I'm selling the Moto 5, but I just was underwhelmed with it, so I just decided not to. You know, it was okay, but, you know, that gearbox was clunky. The power was cool. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. Probably other people would like it. I didn't like it personally, so I didn't want to sell it. I'm only going to sell shit that I like. And then with my goal, eventually, I would love to have my own store sometime in the future. You know what I mean? I don't want to, probably not as a full career, because I really love my job. I'm a software engineer, so I work for a really good company, so kind of want to stick where I'm at with that. So I'm not really looking to make a full career out of it, but, you know, just to support my hobby, you know, of the electric bikes and I want to get into unicycles too, and scooters and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, yeah, I would like to have my own store. I can work on weekends or some shit, or at least have like a little warehouse or something where I can order in bulk and actually have some in stock in the US, you know, so I can ship to people. It's going to be more expensive. That's the thing, is when you buy from me and it ships from China, you're getting close to wholesale price. Like with that Moto 5, you're getting close to wholesale price. When you're importing them and you're buying them in the bulk, and then you have to store them somewhere, you have to have a warehouse, and you have to pay for shipping and stuff like that, it's going to be more expensive. So, you know, that's why it's a lot cheaper just to buy. I know people don't like the word drop shipping, but that's exactly what it is. I do doing the marketing, doing the orders, you know, doing the customer service and all that kind of stuff, and then the manufacturer is placing the order, fulfilling the order. So, I mean, I think it's a good deal. And then besides that, here's a quick like drawing of my bike that I designed. This thing is over a year in the making, and it's in production, I think, right now. They're estimating I should have it by July. This thing is going to be a beast. So it's 84 volts instead of 72, and I'll have a 50 amp hour battery. So 84 times 50, it's, you know, it's going to have the largest battery out there at that price point. It's going to blow everything else in the way. It's going to compete directly with like the E-Ride Pro SS, but it's going to be 12 kilowatts, but there's not going to be any stupid turbo button. You get full power. It's full power on this thing, and you're going to get much bigger battery, higher voltage. It's just, I thought of everything when I designed this thing. It's going to come with a 58.2 sprocket, so it's going to have a shitload of torque. Top speed should be at least, I would say at least 60 miles an hour. It's going to come with riser bars. It's going to come with 18 rear, 21 front wheels with Shinko 241 type tires, you know, like trials tires, kind of like 50-50 tires, so you can go on-road, off-road. It's not going to come with knobbies. Of course, you can put knobbies on it if you want to after you get it. Yeah, it's going to be pretty sweet. And I'm wanting to sell it for $5,000, and it's going to be the same sort of thing. It's going to ship from China until I can afford to buy bulk. Another thing I'm planning to do is I want to get a van for the channel. I'm thinking more about, actually, instead of getting a van, getting like a Class B plus motorhome, or converting one myself. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I know there's these ones, the Coachman 22 XGs or the 21 XGs. I'll put a picture up here. They actually have a Murphy bed where you can fold up, and then there's cargo space, like a garage for you to tie down your bikes. And then the 22XG actually has a full-size bed over the cab, and so that's kind of the one I want. But that one doesn't come with the Ford Transit chassis with the all-wheel drive, and the other one does. So the one that does not have the bunk over the cab comes with the all-wheel drive. But what I wanted to do, I wanted the one with the over cab bed, so that way I can just have that as my permanent bed, and I can just take out the bed, the Murphy bed, and actually either probably cut it down into a sort of a couch size, so that way when there's no bike in there, I can put the couch down and just use it as kind of a sitting area, because there's a back door right there. But anyways, I'd like to do that and then start traveling around like Moab and different places, you know, and do a bunch of off-roading, maybe visit a bunch of the BLM land and stuff like that, just go exploring, you know, a few times per year. I think that'd be pretty cool for my channel, and I could test out my bikes. You know, I'll bring my bikes that I'm selling with me so other people can ride them, maybe do some meetups or something like that. Anyways, enough of the yabbering. Sorry, went on for a while there, but I think that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye.